Who's the biggest badass you've ever met? My grandfather was an engineer in Japan during the time of the Second World War, and just as luck would have it, he had to attend a business trip in Hiroshima. And it's while attending this trip that the atomic bomb was dropped. He was less than 2 miles away from the exact location, and although he avoided the area of obliteration, he was still hit with a shockwave. This shockwave was brutal. It knocked him to the ground, damaged his eyes, ruptured his eardrums, and severely burned his entire body. Despite these injuries, he somehow got back up on his feet, and so, now partially blind, totally deaf, and barely able to stand, my grandfather dragged himself to an air raid shelter. He spent the night in the shelter writhing and groaning in pain. But when morning came around, he decided to leave because he had more important business to attend. The more important business? His job. He caught the early morning train purely so he could clock in on time. On the positive side, he was at least getting out of Hiroshima. On the negative side, he was going to Nagasaki. Just 3 days later, he was at work, and was literally in the middle of talking about his experience in Hiroshima, when the atomic bomb on Nagasaki was dropped. And yes, he survived that bomb too.